Ramakatha Rasavahini, Prema Sudhamritavahini, Sathya Sanatani Dharma Swarupini, Shanti Pradayini Mokshakarini, Ramakatha Rasavahini, Ramakatha Rasavahini.
Sai Ram, everyone. Just to recollect where we were in the study of Ramakatha Rasavahini, we are in chapter 1 of Ramakatha Rasavahini. Swami is talking about the principle of Rama, what the principle of Rama is, and he's also telling us how we should study this text which Swami has given us. I think last week we sort of got stuck at one place. I would say just to understand the concept of Karuna, if I remember correctly. I think we all should understand that the Ramakatha has been written by many great seers and sages in the past, starting with Valmiki Maharshi, who wrote it. And then there are other versions of Ramayana written by various great devotees like Tulsidas in the north and Kamba in the south, and even every regional language. But there's a reason why Swami also wrote the Ramakatha Rasavahini, because I think while studying any of these texts, some of the concepts may get muddled and devotees are not benefiting from that. And I think Swami took it upon himself to write this text. So as the introduction, he's writing how we should study this. And Swami is going into great details. And I think the place where we were last week was where Swami is talking about the Sarayu River and the Ganga meeting. One being the Karuna and the other being devotion, bhakti or prema, and how these two are necessary to understand the Ramayana. At every point in Ramayana, these two are the juices, the taste or the sweetness which we can experience. That's where we were. So I think we'll just read it once more, where the last the slide which we read, and then we will continue our discussion from where we left off. Sai Ram, you can read.
You can hear me, Uncle, clearly? The nectar in the story of Rama is as the Sarayu river that moves silently by the city of Ayodhya, where Rama was born and where he ruled. The Sarayu has its source in the Himalayan Manasa Sarovar, as this story is born in the Manasa Sarovar, the lake of the mind. The Rama stream bears the sweetness of Karuna. The stream of Lakshmana, his brother and devoted companion, has the sweetness of devotion, bhakti. As the Sarayu river joins the Ganga, Ganges, and the waters commingle, so too the streams of tender compassion and devotion, the stories of Rama and Lakshmana commingle in the Ramayana. Karuna and Prema, love, make up between them the composite picture of the glory of Rama. That picture fulfills the heart's dearest yearning for every Indian. To attain it is the aim of every spiritual striving. The effort of the individual is but half the pursuit. The other half consists in the grace of God. Man fulfills himself by self-effort as well as divine blessings. The fulfillment takes him across the dark ocean of dualities onto the immanent and transcendental one.
Thank you very much, sir. So I think there was, while discussing this, I think there were several expressions of, so I would say, doubt about the statement of Rama being an embodiment of Karuna. So I felt that, we should understand this picture. Swami says this composite picture is the glory of Rama. So if we do not have the right picture, the light lens through which we look at Ramayana, we may not benefit from reading or studying the Ramayana. So I think that's why we have to discuss this. So we will leave. I think everyone seemed to be unanimous in their acceptance of Lakshmana as a great devotee. I think that also we should discuss. Where does Lakshmana's devotion come from, and what exactly is devotion? Or is it just brotherly love? I think that's something which we have to look at, and but I will park that for the time being. But we will discuss the Karuna aspect. What do we understand by Karuna, and why do we think Rama likes Karuna? There, I think, a couple of instances were mentioned. The main one being Sita being sent to the forest when she was expecting, when she was carrying the children in her womb. That was what was pointed out. So I will stop here. Though we have not yet come to that story yet, that part of it, but I think we should understand what Karuna as a concept is. So I would like to, okay, I have a hand up. Please go ahead. I think it's Rohit. Oh,
Hi,
some.
Uncle. Good evening. Yes, it's me. So, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
So, yes, Uncle, I completely agree with what you said in the beginning, and this thought was also running in my head this whole week. So, I knew I had to, I wanted to find an answer because, as we all know, and as we all agree that Swami's word is Vedvak, right? So we cannot question Swami's words, but we have to question our own understanding. So if Swami says Lord Rama is the embodiment of Karuna, then that is the ultimate truth, and we have to find it's Swami, right? Like Brother Saison just read, the divine grace is there, but effort has to be on our end. So, in that effort, in the quest of that effort, there is a discourse that I found. It was on the true nature of Rama. It is dated. And Swami gave this discourse on the occasion of Ram Navami on April 1st, 1963. So I will just read it out, and Swami explains very well about this concept.
Please,
Uh,
please.
Rama appeared as Maya Manush Rupa, illusory human form. He stuck to Dharma in daily practice, even from his infancy. He is the personification of Dharma. There is not a trace of adharma vice in him. His divine nature is revealed in Shantaguna, calm temperament, and Karunarasa, feeling of love and affection. If you meditate on him, you will be filled with prema for all beings. Dwell on his story, and you find all the agitations of your mind quietening in perfect calm. When Tataki, the female demon, had to be killed, he argued, hesitated, and resisted until sage Vishwamitra convinced him that she had to be liberated from a curse by his own arrow. That is a sign of his Karunarasa. So Swami says this in the occasion of Ram Navami, April 1st. So maybe Uncle, I'll pass it back on to you, and maybe you can exponent on this one about how when Lord Rama refused to kill the demon out of the kindness of his own heart, because all are his children, but at the same time Lord Rama followed one's duty when Sage Vishwamitra reminded him that it was the liberation of the demon that was at stake here, and that's why Lord Rama carried out. So maybe I'll hand this back over to you. Thank you,
Thank you
Sai
very
Ram.
much. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Rohit, for sharing that. I think this is a real study of Rama. We should not only just reading but also study. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, likewise, the same question on Karuna. I think in May 1972, in the Samako's discourse, again, Swami says that Pandits classify rasa into 9 categories. They are called Navarasas. But according to my view, there are no Navarasas or 9 rasas. There are only 2 rasas. One is Karuna rasa and other is Sringara Rasa. The emotions of Daya, Prema, and Anugraha merge in the Karuna Rasa. The emotions of Kama, Krodha, and Lobha merge in Sringara Rasa. Sringara Rasa misleads us, whereas Karuna Rasa leads us. Therefore, to recognize our duty, we must take recourse to Karuna Rasa. Only through Karuna Rasa can we enjoy the proximity of the Lord. That is real ecstasy or bliss. Karuna Rasa offers us pure, selfless love. And of course, the discourse goes on, but that sums it up in terms of essencing Karuna means essencing Daya, Prema, Anugraha. Going with the episode of what we say for Mother Sita being sent to the forest, I think there are several aspects to it. We may look at it as Rama's duty as a king and so on, based on what was a comment passed by one of the subjects. But if we dwell a lot more deeper, I think Mother Sita herself wanted the children, or as they were born, to be brought up in that environment of the Gurukula and so on. And so actually what is perceived by the world as something as a curse is actually a blessing for Lava and Kusha. The way that they were born in the ambience of sage Valmiki's ashram, and right from that age, usually children are sent to Gurukula after they have Yajñopavitam and so on. But in this case, children, like how it happened in the case of Prahalada, before being born into the world itself, that kind of an ambience was built. So there are several facets. If we go deeper, mysterious are the ways of God, we cannot really understand it. But even if we want to understand it, if we look at it from the worldly point of view, it projects one picture. But if we look at it from the Karuna Rasa, it is that same Daya, that same Prema, that same Anugraha, which made Mother Sita go to forest and have her children there in that divine ambience. And if we were to extend it, and I'm just going to go a little further, when you mentioned about Lakshmana's bhakti, where Swami gives another incidence where after Bharata comes and takes Rama's padukas and goes back to Ayodhya, they move a little more deeper into the forest, and Rama finds a beautiful place, and he tells Lakshmana at that point, you choose the place of your liking and build a hut for us there. And immediately Lakshmana breaks down and he says, Rama, how can you say this to me? And he's weeping, and Rama says, why are you weeping? What did I say that hurt you? And likewise, Mother Sita also is just looking perplexed as to why he is crying. And then he tells Rama that where is my wish? Where is my feeling or my desire? It is all your command that I will do. You please tell me, build the hut here and I will build it here. It is not about my desire or my wish. So it shows absolute Sharanagati, that bhakti essence is total surrender. So one way it is, even as the call of the devotee comes, the Lord rushes. And so one call of Gajendra or of Draupadi or every devotee who has called, how the Lord rushes in answer to that devotion or to that surrender. We see Daya, Prema and Anugraha. So so the same thing, if you take one step towards me, I take 100 steps towards you. So I think it's that Karuna Rasa which comes and subsumes or just merges with that Bhakti Rasa. But I'll stop here. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Thank you. Anyone else? I think everyone had some time to dwell on this. Anyone else who would like to share any thoughts? I guess at least those who raised it should discuss if they had any new insight. Anyone? I guess no one is saying. So I will just continue on. Means anyone can put up your hand and speak. So what we can see in devotion as well as in karuna, there's utter selflessness. We should understand that Lakshmana left everyone. He gave up his entire family and stayed with Rama for 14 years. We all talk about sannyasa. The type of vairagya Lakshmana had to serve Rama in that sense itself shows total selflessness. It's not only surrender, he did not exist as a person. Swami talks about this karuna, I think in the same discourse which Sai Satish referred. Swami says people have a wrong understanding of the word karuna. He says today's karuna is like this, and Swami tells a story. The story goes like this. There was one young fellow who was living in a town, a small town or village. And next to his house, there was another family living. And once, apparently, when he was studying for his exams or something like that, and then in the neighboring house, there was a girl who fell sick. And so there was a lot of commotion. I think maybe ambulance came and things like that. And this fellow was very irritated by that. He thought, that's disturbing his studies, and he closed the window and he went to study. He didn't care what happened next door, why there is commotion, is there any problem, nothing he cared. Okay, and life went on. After a few years, actually he got married to the same girl, okay, who had some health issue at that time. After he got married, apparently the same day, she developed some stomach ache or some ache. This fellow couldn't bear, he was so troubled by that, and he thought, she's suffering, we had to, do everything possible, So what Swami says, this fellow suddenly out of the blue developed compassion because it was his wife. The same girl was suffering grievously before, he didn't care. So generally today we understand compassion only in terms of what belongs to us. So that is a wrong understanding of compassion itself, number one. So when Rama did whatever he did not talk about I, my family, my wife, it all was secondary to him. He felt what's right has to be done, number one. He is considered, as already Rohit mentioned, Rama always followed Dharma from his infancy. See, when Rama sends Sita to the forest, he was not worried, who somebody will attack, some animals will kill her. He did not have any fear. Why? Because there are two statements in the scriptures. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma will protect whoever protects Dharma. Now no harm will come. So Rama was, as long as he was following Dharma, as long as he was following what the scriptures would want. And I think Swami says, God first, the world second, and you last. So in that order we have to talk. And if we think compassion, we should feel compassion to everything and every suffering we have around us. And we should instantly do. So Rama embodied this in every aspect. So we should understand Karuna does not have anything to do with my family, my wife, me, anything like that. And Rama always functioned that manner. That is the real Karuna. That is the way God grants his blessing on people. Anugraha, as Sai Satish mentioned. So I think we will explore this concept later on also. So for now, we should take, as Rohit said, Swami has said, Rama is Karuna. So we should not question that. We should try to understand that so that we will benefit from Ramakatha Rasavahini. Those are my words. I hope if anyone has something to add to that or correct anything, please go ahead. So I think we should take Swami's word for it. We should have faith with reverence if we go. I'm sure Swami will elaborate and explain to us as the story progresses. Okay, does anyone have anything to say? Otherwise, we'll go to the next slide. Okay, Session, move.
The Ramayana has to be read not as a record of a human career, but as the narrative of the advent and the activities of an avatar, incarnation of God. Man must endeavor with determination to realize through his own experience the ideals revealed in that narrative. God is all-knowing, all-pervasive, all-powerful. The words that he utters, while embodied in the human form, and acts that he deigns to indulge in during his earthly sojourn, these are inscrutable and extraordinarily significant. The precious springs of his message ease the path of deliverance for mankind. Do not look upon Rama as a scion of the solar dynasty, or as the sovereign of the kingdom of Ayodhya, or as the son of Emperor Dasharatha. Those correlates are but accessory and accidental. This error has become habitual to modern readers. They pay attention only to the personal relationship and affiliations between the characters of the story they read about. They do not dwell into the values they represent and demonstrate.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you, Sai. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
Sai Ram. రామాయణమును అవతార లక్ష్యముతో పారాయణ చేయవలసిందే కానీ సామాన్య మానవుల జీవిత లక్ష్యముగా చేయరాదు.
Ramayana has to be studied with the avatar as the focal point and not as a story of an ordinary human being.
రామ ఆదర్శములను మాత్రం ఆచరణ యందు ఉంచుటకు తగిన కృషి సలుపవలెను.
Whatever Rama has set up as an ideal, those alone should be taken for practicing or applying in our own life, and we should make effort to do that.
భగవంతుడు సర్వజ్ఞుడు, సర్వవ్యాపకుడు, సర్వసంపన్నుడు.
God is all-knowing, all-pervasive, and possesses all the wealth.
అట్టివారి ఆటలు కాని మాటలు కాని సామాన్యులు కావు.
Such people's actions, their speech are not ordinary.
జీవితోద్ధారమునకు తగిన బాటయే అతని వాక్కుట.
Vakuta? Okay, sir.
వాక్కుట.
Okay. So what they express is only the pathway for uplifting one's life.
రాముడు ఒక సూర్య వంశోద్ధారకుడని కాని లేక అయోధ్య పరిపాలకుడు గాని ఆ దశరథ చక్రవర్తి కుమారుడని కాని చూడరాదు.
Rama should not be seen as someone who has come in the lineage of the solar dynasty or as the son of the King Dasharatha, who was the ruler of Ayodhya.
అట్టి సంబంధములు నిమిత్ర మాత్రములు.
Such relationships are only incidental.
నేటి పాఠకులు పవిత్ర చరిత్రలను పఠించు వేళ వ్యక్తి యొక్క సంబంధములను మాత్రమే లక్ష్యమునకు చేర్చుచుండుట పరిపాటైన ఒక పెద్ద పొరపాటు.
There's a great mistake of modern readers or students who only pay attention to an individual's relationship alone and not the real goal which are set by that.
ఎట్లన రాముల తండ్రికి ముగ్గురు భార్యలు, మొదటి భార్య.
Auntie, I think that has not been read, so I think
No,
in English you have not read yet, Auntie.
They pay attention to the personal. Yes, sorry.
Okay, no problem, Auntie. So Swami is telling us, giving us guidance, the mistakes which generally people make and how we should avoid it before he starts narrating the story. So I will stop here. If anyone would like to discuss any of the statements which Swami has made, we can discuss. Sai Ram.
Uncle, are you able to just clarify? So, God is all-knowing, all-pervasive, and you said has all the wealth, is it?
Swami has used the word Sarva Sampannudu. Okay. Sampat means wealth. Okay. Wealth includes power also, but it includes all the auspicious things which anyone can possess as Sampat. So Sarva Sampannudu means he possesses everything. Power, wealth, knowledge, you name it, he possesses everything. Okay. Auntie, can you add anything to that, Auntie? How did I say it right? Mani Auntie. Sarva Sampannudu.
Auntie, I think you're muted, Auntie.
భగవంతుడు సర్వజ్ఞుడు సర్వవ్యాపకుడు ఆల్ పర్వేడింగ్ సర్వ సంపన్నుడు హీస్ ఫుల్.
Yes, Auntie.
Can we say that he is
full? You can say.
సంపన్నుడు, సర్వ సంపన్నుడు.
Yes. All types of wealth he possesses is what I wanted to say. Sarva means all. Sampat, Sampan means one who possesses the Sampat. Sampat means it's wealth. So he possesses everything. Anything which we can possess in this world as wealth, God has. Because the entire world belongs to him. He is the creator. Okay.
In other words, you can say he is paripurnudu.
He is complete, full.
Paripurnudu.
Yes. So I think what Swami is trying to portray is that you can't question, because he is all pervasive, all knowing. Our understanding is only very, very limited. And so we are not in a position to understand. Where Dharma, Swami would say, there's a song by Swami, and I think Mani Auntie can. Because Swami has himself sung a song. Because Swami is talking about Avatar. Swami is in that song, is saying, who can know, understand, who is capable of understanding me? I think that's a song. Swami has nicely explained that our attempt to understand the Lord is very, it's not possible. Okay, I think if no one has anything to discuss, we can.
Brother, what is the song, brother, you are referring to, please?
Mani Auntie, you want to share the song, Auntie? At least.
Auntie, why don't you sing that song?
Which song is it?
Auntie, Kanugona ever Dharma?
Oh, Teliyaka Dharma.
Teliyaka Dharma. Yes.
Teliyaka Dharma, narulu kanukona Dharma, పరమనిధులకైన బ్రహ్మకునైన తెలియక తరమా నరులు కనుకొన తరమా. That song is.
Yes. Even gods are not capable of finding Lord, understand have a complete understanding of the Lord. So how can human beings be able to understand? That's a song. Okay.
Sai Ram.
Yes, Sai Ram, Anna. Sai Ram.
See, for me, the glory of Rama is how he conducted as a human being, as a man. If it was to be considered only as a god or something, then it may not be relevant to our life. I think the glory of Rama is he came in as a man, as a human being, and then he reflected those values to us. That is more appealing. That's what I would think.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna, for that question. Would anyone like to share anything? Because Anna says that if we think he's God and avatar, it's not relevant to us. His actions, it's only actions as a human being which will be relevant to us. Anyone who has something to say to that, or you agree with that, or not?
Oh, is it that Swami is saying that we should focus more on the values that they represent? So how, I guess, through the narrative of how Rama followed his dharma in every part, and so those ideals or values that are demonstrated and represented is what I think Swami says there, where man must endeavor with the determination to realize through his own experience the ideals revealed in the narrative. Is that
Okay, thank you. Yes, Brother Sai Satish.
Rajaman, so I'm just looking at it from two aspects. One is like what was said, Daivam Manusha Rupena. God came in human form, whether we take Rama, Krishna, or our Swami. And so even as God came in human form and conducted as a human, he gave us a insight into what truly each one of us are. So that way, God's descent for man's ascent comes into play. But I would extend that to the second aspect based on what we were studying in the other Vahini study circle, that always the perception is that in general, for what is seen in the West or even currently the East mentality, that we are more of a body having the Atma versus actually being the Atma having a body. So that is where the way Rama came and conducted himself gave us a sneak peek of understanding what it is to be a Atma having a body. And every time an avatar comes, it is giving a sneak peek into that ideology of what is essencing Atma having a body, even as we are, or I am in a state of body having a Atma. So no doubt it is relevant in the parlance of how to conduct ourselves in the day-to-day workings of the world, how we should deal with the physical realm and so on. Because we say that Maryada Purushottam Ram, the way he conducted every step, every thought, every action was essenced in Dharma. So no doubt it helps in our day-to-day how we go about in life and doing our actions, leading a family life, how do we deal with society. It no doubt shows the external facets, but the core of that sweetness lies in essencing the internal facet, and that is where, again, pointing to the sweetness of what every person should essence, that they are the Atman having a body. So I would just go back to saying that yes, God does come down as a human to relate to us, for us to relate how action should be done in a dharmic fashion, but ultimately it is to essence our own inherent divine quality.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Shivani, Sai Shivani.
So why did God choose to come down as Rama to Kausalya? Why did he come down as Rama and gave birth to Kausalya gave birth to Rama? Why did he come down? He could have, someone else could have gave birth to him, but then why didn't he?
Okay, very good question, Shivani. Swami will be addressing that along when we speak further, when we read further, because how Kausalya deserved to be the mother of Rama. I think that's the question you're asking. Why somebody else didn't give birth to Rama? I think that's something Swami will cover later, my understanding. Okay. Thank you. We'll wait for when the story starts, we will discuss that. Okay. Anyone else who have something to say on, is the human aspects of Rama more relevant to us than the divine aspect?
Sai Ram, I also thought about this one. Why we love Swami. Swami came into human form, and even maybe Lord Ganesha or Lord Shiva, they may be even better than Swami. But why we love so much Swami? Because he came to the world as a human, and we also have the hope. If Swami came down as a human, and he has taught us, or maybe he has done all these things. That's why we also can achieve that sort of the goal, or we can reach the destination too. Maybe as a human being, each one of us, we would look at some sort of maybe similar level, or maybe if something unreachable, and the idol, the maybe Lord Shiva or Lord Ganesha, I would think that I cannot get into that point, even 1,000 births. If someone came down as a human, we always think that there is a hope, if we follow whatever the path they have chosen us, if we follow, we will reach the destination, not maybe in 1 day or 2 days, or 1 birth or 2 births, maybe even 100 births or 200 births, we will reach that destination. That sort of hope. That's why even, if we want to teach someone, or someone to explain, something, sometimes, we take some small children, they cannot understand something, told by maybe the big adults. But if someone similar to that age, if they tell, immediately they will grasp, that sort of thing, I am looking on this one. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, sister. You meant, you mentioned something like Ganesha could be maybe better, or Shiva may be better. If you can elaborate on that, I'm trying to understand.
What I meant is, Lord Ganesha, he will remove all the obstacles, he will, if we pray before the exam, we will be getting 100 marks. So, that sort of, the belief, from the ancestors, or the religion wise, we have received, and we also learned, maybe the chanting Rutram, the how powerful, maybe, the chanting the Ganapati Adarvasa Shesham, how powerful. But we cannot really experience that one unless otherwise, if we go far into deep, but Swami's teachings, or maybe we can relate even in a little things in the daily life, in practical life. Maybe at this point in time, we need some practical connection. If there is no practicality, only in theoretical, in my humble opinion, that may not be fully used, just like me, maybe ignorant person.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyone would like to? I think Srija has put your hand up. Please,
Sam uncle, I was wondering if this was maybe related to the idea of Atma Dharma, how when we come down as humans, like we're on this path, and as we see Lord Rama, donning the human form and acting at the highest Dharma, it is for us to then learn to reflect that in our daily lives, because there's many dharmas that we often deal with on a daily basis, and how to give that more importance. I was just wondering if it might have something to do with that.
Thank you very much, Richard. Sai Ram auntie, Mani auntie.
As Sai Satish said, there are two aspects. One is the human aspect and the other one is divine aspect. What Swami, human aspect, we know the story of Sri Rama. Many authors have written Ramayana and we have read it and we know them as a story. But Swami, what here he insists is that it has to be read not as a human record of a human career, but it is a lesson which we all have to, man must endeavor with determination to realize through his own experience the ideals revealed in that narrative. So that is the main thing what Swami is insisting. Not to look at the Ramayana, read it Ramayana as an ordinary somebody's life story. We have to take the essence of it, what if he represents, the ideals which Rama represented, that we should take it and then try to imbibe in our hearts, and then we should try to follow them. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, auntie. So I thank you, auntie. But I will just repeat the questions which Sister Ananti and Uncle Brother Shankar has mentioned. They are saying this at a theoretical level, it's so high. We as human beings may find it challenging to practice that. So how do we bridge that gap? God He's capable of doing many things. We are just human beings. So I think that is their challenge. And they think it's so high that they may not be able to apply. And yes, Sai Ram, Sai Satish.
Madam, I was just going to go back to the car example.
Okay.
You want to tell that, Anna?
No, you said you tell.
So, I think again Swami has mentioned, of course, no doubt, if you look at the whole part of Ramayana story, Rama by himself may be too lofty an ideal to even gauge or think about. But Ramayana is filled with so many stories of Shabari, Guha, so many such stories that come along, which tell that when divinity was there, how they related to that aspect of divinity, what they could do, how they could approach. So Swami says that Yantamatramu nannu taluchite antamatrame nenu. So if we gauge, of course the ocean by itself is the ocean, the size of the vessel that I take to the ocean will gauge the quantity of water that I can gather from the ocean. So I can essence Rama, whatever relationship, as a friend or as a brother. It gives, like if you take how the brothers essence the relationship with Rama, how the parents essence their relationship with Rama, every facet of human relationship, how they related to Rama, we can take that and apply in our life. And so, of course, Swami has given the example of this driving a car. It is like when we learn how to drive a car, we first go to a place where there is no traffic. It's a ground that is completely free of people or any obstacles, any objects. And we learn driving of the car there. And even as we learn the driving of the car there, then slowly we try to get it out into lanes and bylanes where not many people are there or cars are there. And essentially after that, we can go on the highway. And enjoy the driving as we go along. So also in our day-to-day life, small aspects. One is looking at Rama, or other is looking at people whom Rama interacted, how they essenced Rama. If we can take small aspects of that, if we literally take the life of Shabari, every day she lived the life as if that day Rama would come to Matanga Muni's ashram. Can I live my life every day like that? That today I am going to see Swami. And how would I prepare myself for it? Whether it is at my home or work or anywhere. If I start looking, of course, there is an incident also where Swami told one devotee that he would come to their house in Chennai. And so that day, whoever came to their house, they were taking that to be Swami, because they didn't know in what form Swami would come. So anybody they came to their home, they fed, invited that person and fed that person like Swami, treated that person like Swami. So much so, between when the husband had to go out and come back, the wife didn't know whether it was a husband who came back or Swami who came back. So the way they treated one another that whole day, when Swami said he will come and be with them, changed the attitude of how they lived their day, their life that day. And of course, when they came back to Patti, Swami told that he was the one who came in all their forms. So for us also, if we can relate to those aspects of how we can go about essencing Rama in our life, or Rama's presence in our life, the way we deal with our life itself will change. And we can draw inspiration from all these devotees of the Lord and then put it into practice in our thing. So if we can do that, like I think 30, 40 years, every day Shabari did, and she saw her Rama and became one with that Rama. So it gives us so much inspiration, even as we look at Rama, the people around Rama, to essence that Atma Rama. So I'll stop there. Sai Ram.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sai Satish. So I think it's now clear that we can't become Rama, but we can become Lakshmana. The Lakshmana who was with Rama for such a long time, he himself became like Rama. He attained Sarupyam. He also started looking like Rama. So I think they are the inspiration for us, and how they related to Rama is the inspiration. And that is how we can learn. We may never become Rama, but even one or two actions of Rama which was received and devotees benefited, that will take us slowly, one step at least at a time, towards divinity, which should be our ultimate goal. We may overnight not become Rama, we may not become Rama in hundreds of lifetimes, but at least we can merge in that Rama. And to merge in that Rama, at least a few qualities of Rama, if we can cultivate in us, and Ramayana gives ample examples of that, as Sai Satish mentioned, we can learn from all of that and how Rama interacted with them. That will be nice. Yes, Sai Ram, I think Rohit, you have your hand up again.
Yes, Uncle. Actually, just addressing what you just said about how we can be Lakshmana, it's actually very, very fascinating that you just said that, because I'll just read out a small discourse that Swami had said in 1983 in Kodaikanal. Swami had said on this very essence of Ramayana. Swami said, there is, and I'm quoting Swami here. I'll just start. There is a very good ideal in the Ramayana. While walking in the forest, Sita followed Rama and Lakshmana followed Sita to protect her. It was not a royal road. They just walked behind the other on a narrow path. At one time, Lakshmana desired to see Rama, but in between was Sita. He could not dare to overtake Sita or show anger towards her, lest it should displease Rama, because she is the very property of Rama. So if he prays to Mother Sita, Mother, please give me the way so that I can see Rama, she will certainly oblige. Then Rama will be happy, Sita will be happy, and Lakshmana will also be happy. This denotes a profound truth. Lakshmana is the Jivatma, the individual self. Sita is Maya, illusion, and Rama is Atma. All the three are one behind the other. When the Jivatma wants to see God, Maya comes in between as an obstacle. You should not have hatred for Maya because Maya is the vesture of God. Instead, pray wholeheartedly. Then there will be no Maya and you will see God. You can never overcome Maya through hatred. You have to make friendship with Maya. With good words, it will give you the way you can see the Lord. This ends this point. So, yes, just adding to what you just said, definitely Swami said the exact same thing that the Jivatma is Lakshmana. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Rohit. So I will just extend this. Swami has made different people speak. See, Sita being banished to the forest is nothing but Maya being banished to the forest. The reality is when some citizen in the country had developed hatred towards Sita as well as Rama. Rama had to fix that. So by fixing that, that person started loving Rama, and I'm sure he started loving Sita as well. So Rama did everything so that people become better human beings. It is not, Rama did not act as a king about a subject. When there is someone who is displeased or has hatred, Rama will do anything to remove that hatred from that person because that hatred is bad for that person. That is the karuna of Rama. So it's not only as a king, even as a God, he will remove the impediments which a devotee faces to his relationship with God. That is the extent to which, so I will just leave it there. And these things will become clearer and clearer as we continue to study. Yes, Sister Brinda, please go ahead.
Sorry, but I don't know if this is an appropriate question or not. But someone asked me this question, I couldn't give them an answer, so I hope I can get an answer. So they're saying Rama can be an ideal human being, where he can inspire a lot of people and we can follow his way of living and stuff. Try to, but then it is hard for them all to comprehend that he is the Supreme Lord himself, come in human form. Because, for them, it's hard to see that he's getting married, having children like ordinary human beings. So, is it possible for a God to do such a lifestyle?
Okay, Sai Ram, sister. See, these are questions who have, none of the Eastern devotees had any problem with it. Because the reality is, if we are existing today, it's only because our parents got married. We won't even have a life. But the thing is, there are many things in this world which God has created, even situations, relationships, all of them can be divinely used, not for personal satisfaction. When people think people marry, people think because of desire or even lust that people marry. These are the conditions. So when a person marries somebody out of lust, they think even Rama married out of lust. That is the fundamental flaw in how human beings approach, because we think the other person is also like me only. So that's what Swami is trying to say, in God's eyes, whether you marry or don't marry, both are same. Nothing wrong. What is more important is the state of mind which we are having. That is what matters. You can be a sannyasi and thinking about women all the time. You can be married and not be attached, like Ramakrishna. Krishna had children, Rama had children. They don't, because these are human qualities, so aspects which are actually, when they are used properly in a dharmic way, they are all good. There's nothing wrong. So I think these are some preconceived ideas we have about God, what is spirituality. I think that's a problem. Even we thinking human being is different from God is also a problem. I think that's what Srija mentioned. Swami will say we are also Atman, but we don't know. So there's nothing wrong in getting married or having children, because that is part of creation, that part of life. If that was bad, God would not have made that happen. But the problem is abusing that for selfish pleasures is a problem. That's the way it would to be touched, but I think I'll leave it for now, because that's also a divine aspect, and it is nothing not divine in getting married. So I will just leave it at that. Sai Ram, sister. Okay, see, the whole problem of the benefit of studying Ramayana is we will get clarity of certain spiritual concepts, so that when we lead our normal human life, we will be able to live it a little better. Without, as Swami, as Sai Sathya said, without Shringara Rasa, which is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, that is desire, anger, hatred, and all pride, jealousy. All these are, we think that's human. Swami will say they are not human qualities. Shringara Rasa is not supposed to be human. It's only Karuna Rasa, which is human, which not only will make a person a better human being, it will transform and it one day lead one person to divine state also. So I think that's the goal of Swami, and that's how Swami wants us to study Ramayana. So I hope that is okay. I think we have dwelt quite a bit.
Sai Ram, the Sringara Rasa, what is the Sringara Rasa means? Sringara stand for?
Shrinkara is Sai Sathya. Anyone else would, I don't want to be telling. Sai Sathya, you mentioned Shrinkara Rasa, I think you had to speak. Or anyone else?
So, yes, I'm struggling for words for Shringara. Shringara means beautification. Is a decoration under Shringaram, because there are 9 rasas, sister. Generally, people say 6 stemming from Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and 3 stemming from Daya, Prema, and Anugraha. So that's where I think overall Swami is saying it finally comes down to only Karuna and Shringara. For Shringara, I don't know if the translation for Shringara would be.
Shringara is a heavy word. Auntie Bunny, you want to say anything?
Emotions. I think the word for that Shringara is you are expressing all kinds of emotions. Love. Mostly it is love.
When we say Shringaramu Veru, Bangaramu Okate, that Shringaramu Veru is the ornaments, and that concept comes, the beautification. That's where I was going along that path, Auntie. But anyway, I will leave it on.
I think Swami is referring here to the all 9 rasas. Among the 9 rasas, Karuna Rasa is one among them. And Shringara. That also Shringara, if we go for Shringara Rasa, all types of emotions come. That is not needed for our studying of Ramayana. But here, of course, they are all human emotions. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, all of them are there. But among them, the best one is that Karuna Rasa, which we have to take into that compassion. The emotion of compassion comes first. And it is the best one, which Swami is trying to tell us. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you, Auntie.
Thank you.
So, sister, Shringara means beautifying oneself to attract opposite gender or anything in this world. You may want to impress somebody, so power's sake. So that is Shringara, means you decorating oneself, but Bangara is the gold. That's where Sai Sathya is selling. Shringara means love, lust, decorating oneself to attract everyone in this world, so that for your own pleasure. Okay, this only will result
in Tamil Singaram. So yes. That's okay. Attract is something. So that is like a worldly attraction side. That 6 of them, and the 3 of them, Karuna Rasa, come with the Prema. Okay, thank you. Compassion.
One is to attract the world. The other one is to attract God.
Okay, great.
So thanks. Rama embodies Karuna Rasa. To attract that, we should have devotion. Okay. Our love generally should be pointed toward God, then it becomes devotion. If our love is pointed toward the world, it can have multiple names. Filial, children, everyone will have their own share. But that is focusing our love towards the world. I hope one is focusing love on the world, the other one is focusing love on God. So this contrast is brought out in Ramayana.
Thank you so
Somebody
much.
else, I think, raised their hand, but then they put it down. So, okay, so I hope we understood Karuna, and what is the opposite of Karuna also we have found. So it should be reasonably okay, and we can just read the next slide if it's okay.
To elaborate this error, the father of Rama had 3 wives. The first was such and such, the second was of this nature, the third had these traits. Her maids were of this ugly type. The wars fought by Dashratha the father were characterized by these peculiarities and those specialties. In this manner, fancy leads man astray into the religion of the trivial and the colorful, making him neglect the valuable kernel. People do not realize that the study of history must enrich life and make it meaningful and worthwhile, rather than cater to the appetite of paltry facts and petty ideas. Their validity and value lie deep within the facts and fertilize them like subterranean water. Wear the glasses of bhakti, reverent adoration, and shraddha, steady dedication. Then the eye will endow you with the pure wisdom that liberates you and grants eternal bliss.
Thank you very much, Saisha. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu, please?
నేటి పాఠకులు పవిత్ర చరిత్రలను పఠించే వేళ వ్యక్తి యొక్క సంబంధములను మాత్రమే, that's what we studied last is this thing. ఎట్లనా రాముల తండ్రికి 3 భార్యలు, మొదటి భార్య ఎట్టిది, రెండవ భార్య ఎట్టిది, ఆమె చెలికెత్తలు ఎట్టి వికారులు. So okay, then up to that we can translate.
So in the first, so how this is, Swami is explaining how the mistake of how we study, how it is done is, Rama's father had 3 wives. First wife is like this, the second wife is like that.
And ఆమె చెలికెత్తలు ఎట్టి వికారులు, her
one person's maids were all ugly.
ఇట్టి ఆకారులు, దశరథుడు చేసిన యుద్ధములు ఇట్టివి.
So they were looking like this, their form was of this kind. Dasharatha fought these wars, the wars were such kind.
అట్టివి అని లోకాభిరామాయణమునే లోనికి చేర్చుచుండటే పాఠకులు ప్రధాన అంశము పట్టపడుట లేదు.
So because they are studying Ramayana as a Lokabhi, that's a worldly Ramayana, because of that, the students of this Ramayana do not get the real aspects of Ramayana.
వ్యర్థపు విషయములను వీడి సార్థక మార్గమును వెదుకుటే చరిత్ర యొక్క పవిత్ర లక్ష్యమని తెలుసుకొనవలెను.
So giving up what is waste, what should be waste, used as waste, and what is really meaningful should be taken up, or search and find them.
Yeah.
That is the way to study the story of this sacred, as a sacred story, and that should be the sacred goal which people should have.
పావిత్రము చరిత్రలలోని అంతర్ప్రవాహము.
The sacredness is an underlying undercurrent of the story.
Purity, pavitram.
Okay.
Purity is undercurrent of this story. అది వెదకిన చిక్కును.
If you search, you will find it.
కానీ పై చూపులకు కనిపించదు.
But if you have external vision, it will not be seen.
భక్తి శ్రద్ధలను అద్దములను మనోనేత్రములకు ధరించి పరిశీలించిన శుద్ధమైన జ్ఞానము సిద్ధించును.
So you have to wear the glasses of bhakti and shraddha, that's devotion and steadfastness. With this glass, which if you wear this glass on the mental eye, and then you inquire and you examine, you will get the pure knowledge, pure jnana. That's what Swami says. So Swami is telling what glasses we have to wear. people, when they go and watch movies, I think there are special glasses given. So Swami wants us to wear Bhakti and Shraddha as the glass.
Yes.
So I will stop here. If anyone would like to discuss any of these statements of Swami.
Arun,
Yes, Auntie.
if you permit me, I want to say that 9 rasas watch there.
Yes, Auntie, please go.
Yeah, because Aruna asked, Sringara, that is romance, attraction, the aesthetic beauty. Hasya, that is laughter, joy. Karuna, compassion. And then Raudra, it represents rage, angry. Veera signifies bravery. And Bhaya, that is conveys, it's Bhaya. Fear. And Bhibhatsa, disgust. Disgust is one of the Navarasas, or among the Rasasas. Adbhuta, it's wonderful. Amazement. And Shantarasa, that is the peace. So these are the 9 rasas which we find in all the dramas, Nataka, and then, when dramatization takes place, all these 9 rasas are depicted. And especially in Bharatanatyam, they show these rasas.
Thank you, Auntie.
Sai Ram, Sai
So
Ram.
as you can see, Adbhutam,
Thank you,
Shantam,
Auntie.
and Karuna are divine qualities. The rest is all, as Auntie said, Shringara means romance. So all that is classed into that romance. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, brother.
I guess everyone is silent. I guess contemplate. Anyone would like to discuss any of these points? Because Swami is preparing us before we venture into the story. Swami wants us to be well prepared so that we can gain maximum benefit by studying this story, which Swami has spent 7 years writing. You should understand. So, yes, Sai Ram, Sai Satish.
Sai Ram, I was just going to say that generally when we look at the moon, first the eyes will go to the dark spots on the moon. So even when we start reading the Ramayana story, first it will be why this happened, why that happened. The tendency of the mind is always to question why, rather than to dwell into how this has happened under God's oversight, what would have been that kind of a thinking. So like 2 streams are running, one on the external and one on the internal. So every time, even as we see the external, I think we should have that bhakti and that shraddha, which will make us go on the internal and see the Atma Rama do that part. Then I think the mind will immediately go calm and try to enjoy the story, rather than getting troubled by the story itself if we see it from an external fashion. So just wanted to say how the Divya Chakshu Swami I think the effort is to pray for the divine insight to essence the divinity within. And when it is read with that devotion, I think the Atma Rama reveals himself. So just wanted to add that, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Swami has, Sai Ram, Ron, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I guess the point I want to make is that as someone who was not raised on the Ramayana, when I first read the Ramakatha Rasavahini, for me, I had to focus on the details, right? On the facts, because all these new names and characters, what's going on? So my first reading was very superficial, but it was only when I was able a year or 2 later to read again, then I could start to sort of dive into the more devotional aspects, look for the ideals, symbols, things like that. I guess the point that Swami is making here is that so often people just get stuck in the details, on the superficiality, without ever even trying. Even though they know so much of the details, they'll they'll just dwell on these superficial things, which make for part of the beauty of the story, but it certainly does not enrich one spiritually. So that's all I had to say.
Thank you very much, Ram. Thank you. Yes, Sai Shivani.
No, it's not Sai Shivani. It's
Okay.
me. Shivani is 40.
Okay, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Actually, no, while studying, Swami says that while studying Ramayana, not only Ramayana, all the Puranas, we should have Bhakti and Shraddha. Can you explain Bhakti? I can understand to some extent. Shraddha means what? So how can we have Shraddha in reading a scripture?
Okay, very nice question, Akka. Anyone would like to explain what your understanding of what Shraddha, when Swami says steady dedication? Yes, Sai Ram, Sai Satish.
Naramanna. So again, we have the Sanskrit dictum Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. So I will hold on. So in that terms of Shraddha, we have this episode in even Shirdi Sai Satcharitra, where we have Pariprashnena Sevaya, that aspect or comes into force, where I think Shirdi Baba is asking, I forget if it is which devotee, Nanaji, or I forget. But then what happens is the discussion between Shirdi Baba and this devotee goes on, and Shirdi Baba asks this devotee, what's the meaning of prashna? And he says question. And then Shirdi Baba asks, then why does Lord Krishna says pariprashna? What is pariprashna? And then the discussion goes into pariprashna is asked with that kind of humility and surrender and sincerity, which helps the disciple, where the knowledge itself gets revealed to the disciple when they ask with such reverence. And it is steadfast in nature. So Shraddha is a very lofty word in itself. It encompasses humility, reverence, perseverance, steadfastness. All of that comes, and when with that, with love for God as bhakti, when it comes together, then that itself manifests jnanam. That itself delivers. It becomes a vehicle to deliver jnanam. And so bhakti and shraddha comes together, and when we have that divine sight, the insight comes into realizing God. So I would put it that way. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Thank you. Yes, Ron, please go ahead.
Sai Ramanna, I
Yes, Sai Ram,
think that Shraddha means there should not be any doubt. That is it.
Okay, thank you very much, Bina. Anyone else would like to compliment? Yes, Shubha.
And I would like to say, I think particularly Puranas, we naturally grow up hearing a lot of versions of these Puranas, and we have a preconceived understanding of it. So when we are trying to learn the way Swami is teaching, the first thing that we have to do is first consciously unlearn what we've learned initially. And I think we will keep going back to what we've known all through these years. I think that is what is Shraddha, because it is very easy to go back to the judgmental side of us, or going back to the preconceived side of us, and then trying to unlearn consciously and then look at it with the actual perspective that Swami is mentioning. I think that is why we will need the Shraddha, like that dedication to keep focusing on unlearning what we've known incorrectly all these years.
Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to add? Yes, Rohit.
Yes, Uncle, just something small thing. So in the just following on from this Puranas that we were just discussing. So in the Puranas, there used to be a thing that was done in Krita Yuga, which was known as Akash Pariksha. It was done between a guru and a disciple, where the guru, according to the stories, the guru would completely withdraw the body and the mind of a disciple, and then it would just the soul would be left hanging, and then based on the best judgment of the guru, the guru will then give a new body and a new mind to the soul. But if the soul was completely surrendered and there was Sharanagati and there was Shraddha in the guru, would the soul be able to accept that new body and new mind? But if the soul would not accept it, then the relationship between the guru and the shishya would be broken at that point of time, not out of anger or negativity, but because there is nothing more to be taught. Because all that has to be taught and all that has to be understood comes after faith, not before faith. So this was an interesting thing that got me thinking that, yeah, unless we have faith that what Swami is telling us through Ramakatha Rasavahini is the absolute truth, only then can we go beyond our lack of understanding and lack of learnings. Otherwise, if we start questioning what Swami is writing, then you have in fact taken one step back. So I think faith is absolutely necessary if we want to go beyond our ignorance. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's 10:16, so I think we'll just wrap up. Maybe I'll just summarize whatever everyone has said. So Shraddha is something which is perseverant, something which we persevere on with total faith, without any doubt. It's like, somebody says, if you dig here, you will get gold. The thing is, the one who wants to dig has to regularly dig. He should not give up the activity. I should have faith that I will reach it. And however long I have to dig, I will dig. When we don't give up and do that, persevere, we are sure to find. So that's what Swami is telling here. Most times we have devotion, but Swami will say there is no sustained effort. Shraddha is missing because we don't keep regular sadhana. We give up when we don't have any success after a little attempt. So these are things which come in the way of a devotee attaining what they hope to attain. So I think even in the worldly things, if we have a desire or an ambition or something like that, we have to pursue it and pursue in our dedicated search for that. And I think that's what Swami is referring to. Hopefully Swami will bless us with that, and we will be able to pursue with Shraddha and Bhakti the study of Ramakatha Rasavahini. So with those words, we will close for today, and we will meet again next Friday. Sai Ram, everyone. We'll close with Samasta Loka. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Thank